Hi everyone, we're working in Theory of Music Made Easy Grade 1 and we're going to work on page 5 today. In this one here, we're talking about beat and meter. So in the previous video, we spoke about duration and the length of notes. And now we're talking about how that all fits together when we listen to music or when we write music. Okay, so the first thing to think about is when we listen to music, often, especially if it's a vibrant piece, you might tap your foot. Or you might click along with it, or you might bop your head. And I hope that you can feel and hear that that is a steady pulse. And that's called the beat of the music. So most music has a steady beat that runs throughout. And what also happens is that there are groups of these beats that you can feel one is stronger and there are a few others that are weaker. So for example, if you want to march to music, like that song that they sing when they're exercising in the army, okay, that one, da 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 da, that one, you're going to have a strong beat and a weak beat because you're marching left, right, da 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 da. Can you hear that the first beat is stronger, the second beat is weaker? So my beat then takes on a character and we call that meter. Okay, it's got a meter and the meter is 2 times. We call that duple. So there are lots of different words we can use to describe it. But what it means is that the first beat is strong and there's a second beat that's weak. Okay, so the beat is the steady pulse. And the meter is when I can hear and feel how many strong beats and weak beats there are. Okay, we might have another one. For example, if you wanted to waltz to the music, you would need 3 beats. Okay, so you'd need a strong beat and then followed by 2 weak beats. Da 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 dum, da 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 dum. Okay, you can hear and feel that it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so beat, the steady pulse that goes through the music. Meter, we can have duple, 2 time, triple, 3 time, and most of our contemporary music, a lot of it today is written in quadruple time, 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a tiny little emphasis on the 3 as well, which sometimes can make it confusing to identify between 2 time and 4 time if you're just listening to it. But basically, if you can march to it, da 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 dum, you're gonna feel that it's in 2 time and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 time. Okay, so duple, 2 time, triple, 3 time, quadruple, 4 time. Okay, so when we're writing music, we use what's called a time signature to tell us if we're in duple, triple, or quadruple time. So when we're reading the music, we can already feel what the meter will be. So our beat is the steady thing. Now at the moment, this 4 at the bottom, you can see all 3 have got a 4, tells us that we are counting in crotchet beats. So every group of notes is going to be made up of, in duple time, it's going to be made up of 2 crotchet beats, or 3 crotchet beats for triple, or 4 crotchet beats for quadruple. But of course, above that is my rhythm, right? Da 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 da. The rhythm is. Now the rhythm is made up of a jumble of notes that are of different length. Okay, they're even more than these ones that we did in the table. We'll get to them. So basically what I'm saying is underneath you've got the crotchet beat. But in each group, your rhythm is going to be anything that adds up to those 2 beats or those 3 beats. Okay, so what we do is we use bar lines in music to show that to show the meter. Okay, in this case, the time signature is 3, 4. So in each bar, which is the space between the bar lines, I have to have notes that are going to add up to 3 crotchets, which is why this exercise was so important, that you have a sense of how the notes fit together. Okay, so let's look at the top here. I wrote it out. There's 2 4 time. That's going to indicate that I've got 2 crotchet beats per bar, or anything that adds up to 2 crotchet beats. So I could have, for example, 2 quavers followed by a crotchet. Okay, you can see those two add up to 1, and there's the other beat. So that's 2 beats. So I've got ta, 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 te, ta. This is my strong beat straight after the bar line. So 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, so in 2/4 time, you can have it within your bar, you're going to have notes that add up to 2 crotchet beats. You could have 2 crotchet beats, you could have 1 minim, or you could have 4 quavers, or a combination like I've done here. Let's have a look at 3/4 time. 3/4 time means that my beat is going to be 1, 2, 3. My meter, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But my rhythm, which is a jumble of all the different note values, must add up to 3 crotchet beats. And that's what I write for every bar. Remember, the bar is the space between the bar lines. Okay, so here I've got the most basic one, which would be 3 crotchets. Okay, I could also have a minim, which is 2 counts, followed by a crotchet, which is 1 count. So I could have ta, 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 ta. Okay, so just to go over it again, the beat is the steady pulse that you feel in the music. The meter is when you can say it's 2 time or 3 time or 4 time, using these words duple, triple, quadruple. And now when we write the music, we've got things that show us this. So the time signature is showing us the meter. The number at the top is telling me how many beats in each bar. And the number at the bottom at the moment is always going to be a 4, which tells me that my type of beat is a crotchet. Okay, so when I write my rhythm, whatever rhythm it is, you can see down here, we've got a jumble of all sorts of notes. They must add up to the number of crotchet beats in my time signature. Okay, some other words that we learned. Vertical lines are called bars. At the end of a piece or a section, you get a double bar line. And the spaces between the bar lines are called bars. Just have a look here. You don't have a bar line at the very beginning. So you'll have a bar and then followed by a bar line. And also just take note here, there's no line in between. It's not like a fraction. It's not 3/4. We say 3/4. My time signature is 3/4. Okay, so let's have a look here in our table. Simple duple, we're going to show us 2/4 time, which equals 2 crotchet beats in every bar. Simple triple, 3/4 time, 3 crotchet beats in every bar. And simple quadruple, 4/4 time, which is 4 crotchet beats in every bar. Don't worry about this word simple for now. Later on, we'll also be using the word compound, but for now, it's always going to be simple. Just like for now, it's always going to have a 4 at the bottom. Okay, then 4/4, used so much, okay, can also have the sign. So instead of 4/4 at the beginning of the music, you might see the sign C, and that stands for common time. Okay, so these are interchangeable. 4/4 is the same as the symbol C. The top number tells you how many beats in a bar, 3 beats. The bottom number tells you what kind of note is used to represent the beat, 3 crotchet beats per bar. Okay, so here's a little exercise number 1. We're going to look at each bar and see how many beats are there in each bar, and then we're going to write the time signature. Now remember, for now, for the purposes of this exercise, every single bar is going to add in this line is going to add up to the same number of beats. So you don't have to add up every single bar to figure out what it is. You can just add up the most simple bar. 1, 2, that's 2/4. Okay, there are not going to be any changes in each line. Each line is going to be the same number of beats per bar. So pause the video and then I'll have the answers for you. Okay, so here are the answers. 1B is 3/4 time. Remember, no line in between. You can see there are 3 crotchets in the first bar. Let's just have a look at the second bar. So we've got a crotchet, that's 1 beat. Another crotchet would fill beat 2. And 2 quavers take up the third beat. So you can see how you can write your beats underneath. Over here, 2 quavers take up 1 beat. A crotchet will take up the second beat, and a crotchet will take up the third beat. So if you want to write in your beats, 1, 2, for minims, you can just put a dash. Okay, so if we were to clap out this line, which I'd like us to do now, we're going to use the French time names. Okay, so remember our French time names we had over here for a semi-breve, ta, ah, ah, ah. For a minim, ta, ta, For a crotchet, ta, 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 ta. And quavers, tate, 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 tate. Okay, so let's apply that to 1B. I'm going to count to 3 and then we're going to clap. 1, 2, 3. Ta, 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 tate, tate, ta, 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 ta. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Ta, 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 tate, tate, ta, 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 ta. Okay, let's have a look at 1C. I said it's 4/4 time. You might also have put a C instead of the 4/4. That would be correct as well. Okay, if we're looking at putting in the beats, 2 quavers make the first beat, crotchet second beat, and the minim beats 3 and 4. 1 first beat, second beat, third and fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see how we're counting our beats per bar. And let's have a go at clapping this with the French time names. I'll point to the notes the first time around. I'm going to count to 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tate, ta, 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 tate, ta, ta, tate, ta, 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 ta. Okay, so you can see with the French time names, you can immediately clap out this line of music without any mistakes, hopefully. And that will help us with reading music on our instruments or singing later on. Okay, so let's clap it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, ta. Oh, I made a mistake in the beginning. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. And if you're finding it a little tricky, just take your time, pause the video and go over it a few times yourself. If you're battling to remember, you can refer back to this, and you can even write in these French time names above each note to help you while you're getting used to it. All right, 1D, 3/4 time. So let's have a go straight in. Let's see how we go with this one. Just clapping it with the French time names. 1, 2, 3. Ta, 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 ta. That's it. And if we're writing in the counts, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Over the page. All right, these are different exercises that we can do to show our understanding of everything that we spoke about here. So have a go at this first page. Let's do number 2. You're going to put in the bar line. So you're going to add up. You're going to look at your time signature. 3, 4. So we need 3. Anything that adds up to 3 crotchet beats per bar. So remember we had that example here. 3 crotchet beats, or a minim and a crotchet. And after you found what adds up to 3 crotchet beats, you're going to put in your first bar line. Make it nice and straight. Okay, it runs from the top line of the stave to the bottom line of the stave. So pause the video. Let's do 2, A, B, and C together, and then we'll check the answers together. Okay, here your answers are. Let's take a look. So we've got 1, 2, 3, bar line. Minim, 1, 2, 3, bar line. Quavers, 1, crotchets 2 and 3, bar line. Minims, 1, 2, quavers 3, bar line. And we're left with 1, 2, 3. And here's a little clue. Because they've given us the double bar line at the end, if our last notes don't add up to a complete bar, if they don't add up to the 3 crotchets, then somewhere before we've made a mistake. Okay, B, 4/4 times. So we're looking for 4 crotchet beats in each bar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and then a bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line, and left with our semi-brief 4-count note, double bar line. And C, 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line, and we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, double bar line. The next one over here, they've left a note out, so we're missing something. You can see in this bar, it's supposed to add up to 2 crotchet beats. We've only got 1. So in this exercise, you can choose a quaver or a crotchet or minim, which of those, choose one of those notes to write below each star. So in this case, for example, I'm missing my second beat. I've got the first beat. I need the second beat. So I've only got one option. A quaver is half a beat. That's not going to work. The crotchet will work. It's 1 beat, and the minim wouldn't work because 2 beats. So I'm going to write in a crotchet like that. Okay, so make sure you take good notes of your time signature, and you're going to fill in one of these 3 notes at each star. Give that a try. And here your answers are for page 6, number 3. So the first note here we did together is a crotchet. Second star will be another crotchet, then a quaver, and a minim. Make sure you're ticking or correcting as you go. 3B, now we 3/4 times, so we've got to add up to 3 crotchet beats per bar. So we need a crotchet. Over here we need a crotchet, a quaver, and a minim. And 3C, 4/4 time, so 4 crotchet beats per bar. We've got a crotchet and a crotchet. We're missing 2 beats, so we need a minim. Crotchet, quaver, and a minim. Okay, and the last one here on this page 6. Now we're being given the notes with the full bars, and we have to figure out what the time signature will be. Remember, you've only got 3 options at the moment, either 2/4, no line in between, 3/4, and 4/4, which if you would like to, you can write as a C. Okay, so give this one a try. Should we do this first one together? So we're looking here. Remember, all of the bars in this line are going to add up to the same amount each time. So if I look here, I can see 3 crotchets. 1, 2, 3. So I immediately know that it's 3/4 time. If I were to look here, I'd see a minim, 2 counts, and a third beat there. So it's also 3/4. You just need to look at the first bar, or the easiest one. Okay, so give that a go, and then unpause the video and check your answers. Okay, here we have the answers. 4A is 3/4, we did that one together. B, 4/4. C, 3/4. D, 4/4. E, 2/4. And F, 4/4. Now, what I love about this book, one of the things is that it has a lovely revision page at the end of each section. So this is a bit of a jumble of questions that we've been dealing with in the first few pages. Okay, so let's have a little look at each one quickly to what to do. Number 1, you're going to write the time name. So they're asking for the number of beats that it is. So remember, minim is 2 beats. Okay, if you can't remember, then turn back to your table and have a look at the counts. Okay, name the note. So here they're looking for the actual name of the note. So this one over here is a minim. One of my favorite words because you can read it forwards and backwards and it's the same. Minim, minim. Okay, if you can't remember those, look back to your table. There are the names of each of the notes. Here we're adding the correct time signature. So it's much like what we did on this page. So you're having a look. This represents 1 bar. Okay, so this would be 1 count. This would be your second beat, and this would be your third beat. So 3, 4. You do those ones. Here, much like what we did over here, you're going to add a note to complete each bar. So you look at your time signature, 3/4. I need 3 crotchet beats per bar. I've got my first beat, and I need another one. Now they say add a note. So just look for the single note that represents. So if I wasn't putting a single note, I could put 2 crotchets, right? But they want 1 note. So 1 note that's going to give me 2 beats. Here's my first beat. So I need a minim. Okay, so try and add 1 note below each star. And then here, add bar lines to the following. So we look at our time signature, 4/4 time. Everything needs to add up to 4 crotchet beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. Okay, so have a go with revision page 1 up on page 7, and then you can unpause the video and check your answers. Here are the answers for page 7, revision 1. So number 1, we're writing the counts. The minim is 2, quavers are half, semi-breaves are 4, crotchets are 1, minims are 2. Naming the notes: minim, quaver, semi-breve, crotchet, quaver. And remember, if you're struggling with the spelling and you can't read my writing, check back to your table on page 3. Add the correct time signature. We did 3/4 together. This one 4/4 and 2/4. And again, a reminder, no line in between. It's not a fraction, no line, just 4/4 and 2/4. Add a note to complete each bar. We're in 3/4 times, so 3 crotchet beats per bar. We need a minim, a crotchet, a quaver, and a minim. 4B is 4/4 times, so 4 crotchet beats per bar, a crotchet, quaver, minim, and a minim. And number 5 here, let's have a look at where the bar lines will fall. So 4/4 time, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, double bar line. Remember to always check that last bar to make sure that it adds up to the correct number of beats. Otherwise, you've made a mistake somewhere earlier. And the last one, 5A, 3/4 times, so 3 crotchet beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line.